minutes, but not beyond. So we can finish this session and move on to the next one too. Thank you. Thank you.
It's coming? Okay. We'll go again. Is that okay? Amazing. All right. So, good morning and welcome everyone who is present here today in Satya Sai Grama and to the delegates who are joining us from around the world for the second day of the International Conference on Values Educate the World 2026. Moving? Okay. We'll go back. Okay, this is great. The International Institute for Human Values Education is an initiative of the One World, One Family mission and is a humanitarian organization led by humanitarian and visionary Sri Madhusudan Sai. The organization is active in over 100 countries throughout the world. Thank you. This morning's session will be focusing upon the Values Educate the World program, which delivers a sequenced human values curriculum from early childhood through to higher education. At its heart is the Be Good, See Good, Do Good book series, comprising of 15 age-appropriate volumes for learners aged 3 to grade 12, now complemented by a new 4-year higher education series as well. Each book combines stories, reflective exercises, and practical activities to cultivate 10 universal values: truth, right conduct, peace, love, non-violence, spirit of service, spirit of oneness, patriotism, environmental responsibility, and awareness of body, mind, and soul. These books are being adapted and rewritten for various countries for global dissemination under the umbrella of the International Institute for Human Values Education. In addition to the Values Educate the World program, it also provides teacher training and sensitization workshops to upskill teachers and volunteers so that they gain more specialized approach when delivering value-based education. In this session, we will be hearing from educators and representatives from Australia and Fiji, Canada, Croatia, and India. They will be sharing the strategies they have used to nurture human values in students from preschool years through to high school setting. They will provide valuable insights into the initial approach they took to firstly understand the landscape of the country of which they are working in, what are the national priorities and the policy focus for values-based education, how they were able to determine the values education fits formally, i.e. directly within the curriculum, or informally via activities in the school but outside of school hours. They will explore and explain the methods they use to engage the schools and academic institutions and what truly worked and what didn't. The aim of sharing these insights with each one of us here today is to provide practical strategies and best practices to overcome systemic challenges in order to inspire other like-minded individuals to collaborate and to contribute to the expansion of the Values Educate the World program throughout the world. So without further ado, we would like to introduce the first guest speaker today, Mr. Sunil Keshwan Naidu. Mr. Naidu brings together a unique blend of corporate leadership, higher education, and values-based training with 19 years of senior management experience in leading international organizations. Since 2021, he has been an educator and corporate trainer, delivering postgraduate programs in leadership and business across Australia, whilst conducting international training in Fiji, Japan, China, and Philippines. His work has focused on dharmic management, effective communication, global career development, and an MBA education alongside values-based teacher training in both Fiji and Australia. Please join me to warmly welcome Mr. Sunil Keshwan Naidu.
Thank you so much for that long introduction. It was longer than my presentation, actually. I'm just going to swing through and see who's here. Oh, this is better. Okay. So our first things first. How many of you are teachers? Just put your hand up. Teachers means teaching now in the classroom. And the others would be leaders in the organization, policymakers, head of institutions, all of that, right? Yeah, or chairmen of countries for One World, One Family. I see a lot of them there. Okay, so that was a long introduction. Simply, I come from a very strong education background. Maybe over 80 years of, my dad was a principal, and so he ran values in Fiji, maybe going back about 40, 50 years. And I know he's embarrassed, but my elder brother sits right at the back here. He's the next presenter, and he's from Canada. And these people were my motivators. I was not into teaching, neither was I going to become an educator. I was a corporate trainer and head of marketing as a salesperson. So now Swami, my master, has pushed me into coming into education. And here I am. The first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do some activity, because I don't want this session to be boring. It's about all of us. It's not about Sunil. So I know this is going to be hard, but stand up. I want you all to stand up. Ladies, I'm so sorry, because all of you are dressed up like you're going to a wedding or something. Okay. This is for us coming early. This is really for coming in early, okay? So put your right hands as high as you can. I know it's going to be hard with the saris and this. Go right hand really high. And the reason for this is when we talk about values education, the first mistake we make is we say it's for the kids. It's not for the children. Who is it for? Us teachers first. Dr. Kimberly said it. Dr. Kimberly and Dr. Sarah spoke about that. It starts with us. So if you are sitting here thinking, I like the hand still up, that's strong. If you are thinking, then I'm going to go back into my classroom and do all the strategies Sunil's going to talk about, wrong. It's about how we're going to change ourselves and how we are going to become dynamic teachers, correct? You don't want your kids falling asleep. You don't want teachers falling asleep. I was falling asleep yesterday. Sorry, presenters. Gopal had to nudge me and say, wake up, Bhaiya. He woke me up yesterday twice. And John, before you go, this guy, I'm going to talk about him later. You coming? Okay. He's a very important person. Now you turn your arms around and push it right back and tap your backs for coming in early. Because the other guys are missing out. Okay? You may sit down. Can you go next? Can you just go next? When I say next, just go next. Huh? Just next slide. Okay, yeah, just go back one. Okay, so the first thing, this is the physical book. You know, we see it up there, and I asked We have a team behind this, and the team sits here. They are global coordinators that we really didn't introduce. Sai Jyoti, a past teacher. We have Auntie Mona, who's somewhere around here, and she's probably turning up right there. Gopal is with us. These guys are country coordinators, and sorry, the region coordinators. So they will help with the resources. Arunima is here. That's Auntie Mona right here. So going out of these next 2 days, you need to know who your region heads are. They will provide you resources. And that's the fastest. Already Japan, we are already talking about meeting in September with their teachers. There's no point sitting here listening, walking back, and no solution at all. Yeah? Am I right? Okay, so the books look like this. This is how the books are, if you haven't seen it. And it's amazing. The artwork is absolutely amazing. Even Sadhguru was talking about, do you know about the bus and the AI? It's great. This book's great. That was my marketing piece. Okay. So how did we start? There's an organization that was formed actually by Sadhguru in 2015. The directors are sitting here. You'll see Dr. Alpa and Minay, one of the directors. These guys started this foundation. And it was good because when we wanted to take these books out into the community, you can't do it in a Western country where teachers are loaded with reports, everything. You can't do it. It's too difficult. So the sessions that was derived by the team was the well-being sessions in the community. And the well-being sessions was for teachers. It was for free. And we had doctors, psychologists, all of these people giving their time for it. And that's where we began. This was in Australia. Australia had long-term backing for values education. A guy who goes unnoticed, my mentor and a very big brother is, John, I need you to stand up. This is John. He doesn't like to be on this. John started with the help of educators, and this is, I think, the first time I'm in front of him with a microphone. It's always the other way. He got me to work for his firm for a few years, and it was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. Okay, so Australia started, schools started Tugalawa 30 years ago? 30 years ago, a values education school launched in Australia by educators who believed in values and people who put everything behind it. And of course, you need money for this. You need funding, you need support consistently. And that school is still up and running now. And you've heard Dr. Ron and Dr. Sue's name, yeah? You've heard Ron and Sue Farmer's name. They were behind those projects. So the first thing going back is you need a team and you need followers. Even before you touch schools, get your teams in your countries. Have the right people. And if you don't, if you're alone, tap into the other countries. Follow up, because there's workshops always happening, yeah? So in Australia, it was a foundation called Health in Kind. It still exists. It does a lot of work in Fiji, and we have Strayon from New Zealand here. She also assists a lot in our region. She's amazing. They've done the books for Fiji, New Zealand, and I think Philippines as well, right? Okay. So can I have the next slide? This will be the fastest lecture I've ever delivered, okay? So you guys stay with me. In some of the countries, what we did was we put an open ad in the newspaper for education teachers or those who are entering universities, saying, yeah, we are going to start our education life. So we partnered with the local authorities and said, we will do free well-being teachers, mental health, and whatever we wanted to say. And that attracted teachers coming into the sessions. There were many young people who didn't know what they were heading into. And I think and I'm looking at young people, I think I'm the youngest here, right? Yeah. Young people these days, they walk into industries they have no idea about, right? If you have kids, they walk in and then 4 years later, they want to do something else. So that's what's happening with education at the moment. In Australia, they're joining education because they failed from engineering or they need to get into a university. And that's how they walk in. So they have no clue what they're heading into. And education today in a classroom is how tough is it? Classroom is tough, but imagine a school that takes in kids that has been kicked out. Like I think Sadhguru spoke about the Tuglawa school night before yesterday or yesterday. So classrooms are tough. And even before we enter, even before we look, we need to know how we build resilience. And someone asked this question, one of you asked this question yesterday to Dr. Sarah, about the load we go through. You know, we have a lot of pressure from reports, from children behavior, from management, from whatever. I mean, by the time we go home, forget another book coming on us. It's not going to happen. Later. I promise later. Because I'm in one of the, I've got to be an example. Finish on time. But I promise I'll answer that question. I promise. I know the urge, right? The teacher urge. I need to know. That's great. Huh? Okay, okay, so this is another amazing person in my life. You probably know she's my wife. And she can't be here, but she's been here for 4 years working with the team, building the few country books. And then one day she decided, no, I'm not going to talk. I'm going back into my country and start. She started in a school, and she's got the whole school, a Catholic school, now running on that books. It can happen. You see? It can happen. Start with the teachers. Start with the team. Start with the group. Don't go in there alone, because you have one chance. Correct? Nod your heads. It's okay. That's pressure. Okay, so, and the other thing is, I've actually missed a clip right on the top. It says teacher. There's a book that was out a while ago. It was written by Dr. Sarina, Bhuvana, and Sangeeta, and it's called The Inner Journey of a Teacher. Have you heard of that book? Yes. Just one person? I failed in my marketing. Grab hold of that book. It's on Amazon, and if you can't find it, come and see me. I'll get you that book. I think that's a solid book. And so in some of the countries, we started with that. We started with that book, and we just talked about what is teacher now? What does it mean? What is it? How do we build ourselves really to walk into that classroom? And where do we get the content? We ourselves get to know what the values are about. We talk about it. It's about us. It's about us first. So I'm just sharing my experience in the last couple of years that we've been doing this. This was interesting, because this is like 0 degrees. And we were invited by my brother to I don't even know. This was like near Alaska somewhere. It was cold, and hopefully he talks more about that in his training. So he pulled us up there to talk to indigenous locals, Canadian indigenous locals. That's great. They're inspired. But then you notice they already have values. If you tap the indigenous people, they already have the values, and it's easier to talk to them. Okay, can I have the next slide? How much time do I have? Another 1 minute, I guess, yeah? I've gone past my time. No one's keeping time. Nandini's gone. She's gone to have breakfast, right? Okay, next. So first, this is simple as it is. Identify your team. Who's going to work with you? And if it's not in your country, find someone else. And if no one wants to be your friend, you call me. This is the first one. Identify the teachers who will do it. Don't bring in teachers who are just there to warm the room, fill space, and get their PD, whatever they need to do as a teacher, personal development tick or whatever it is. Don't do that. Find the right people, and then you nurture them. This is really our first step. Engage, build. In Fiji, we have someone really amazing from Fiji, Suliana. Amazing person, and I just got to know her through one of my trainings, and the Fiji team. We have a team from Fiji here. They said we'll pick her to come here, and then later when she did her video, I sent it to Sangeeta. Sangeeta's in top of Queensland somewhere teaching, and then can you believe this? While she played her talk, another teacher recognized her from Queensland, and she said, "I have worked with her. She is amazing." So look at that. First step of positiveness, the values are in us first. Forget the kids. Some of my, I don't want to say branding or brainwashing, comes from a gentleman called Dr. Atong Jumsai from Thailand. And I know one of the students are sitting here. She also presented yesterday. So I have 1 minute. Look up Dr. Jumsai. Next slide, please. So I'm not even going to talk about train and this. That's later. No point. You find, identify who's your team in your countries. Next slide. Some of the barriers. When we say the word loud, values, and even this book, if you put it out there, and they Google who these guys are, guess what happens? What happens when you Google this? It zooms back straight to India, and there's a master or a guru. I'm not going to say anymore. That's where schools hesitate. So we got to build trust first. Build trust with our team to overcome some of those things. A different approach. Yeah, align with the teachers first. I'm going to take 5 seconds, Sarah. This was China. And you can take the photo and you can start reading. Everything, all the values start from the family. And I ended up there just on one instruction from my master to say, in 100 days, say, yeah, go and talk to China. And it was one of my students from university, and then everything happened. I rocked up there, starting to talk about Nemo. You know Nemo? All of you know Nemo? What's the main quotation in Nemo if you watch the movie? Come on, teachers, you need to know this. Just keep swimming. Don't give up. That was my message there. That's another story. Next. These are our Fiji teachers already started on book 1. And we start their school training soon when I go back. Thank you for your time. I will meet you again someday, somewhere.
It is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Professor Bimal Sundaram Naidu. Professor Naidu has devoted more than 3 decades to education, teaching across Australia, the United States, and Canada. He currently serves as an adjunct professor at the University of Washington in Seattle and as a senior lecturer in teaching and learning at MacEwan University in Alberta, Canada. Beyond academia, Dr. Naidu is deeply committed to humanitarian service. He serves as the One World, One Family Mission Director for Canada, is a trustee of the Psy Global Service Foundation Canada, and is the founder of the Institute of Human Development Canada. Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Professor Naidu.
Just press. All right, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sara, for the introduction. I would like to prostrate to my divine teacher, my master and my mentor, Sadhguru, Sri Madhusudan Sai, and I invoke his presence. In whatever I say, I hope he speaks through me. Now, my first concern is the time issue. I hope somebody will stop me because I just go on and on. Okay, can you all hear me at the back? So, my brother did the external marketing. I will try to do some internal marketing now. And thank you for that. A very good start off for the program today. So, I'm from Canada. I've done a bit of a walk, whatever I could, with his grace, and you will get to know more later on. But first of all, I would like to give you some indication of what's happening in Canada at the moment.
how much progress we did after the 100 days program that we had last year. So I will go straight into that. So this Dr. Sarah has talked about, so we'll not go into that. Right, so how many of you know Canada? Okay. How many of you know that it's the second largest country in the world? Nobody knew? We are the second largest country in the world, but with only 41 million people. Now you can see. So these are the provinces that comprise of Canada as a nation. At the moment, I am focused only in Ontario province of Canada. Okay, I have lived in British Columbia, Vancouver, and Alberta for the last good 32 years. So a transition is happening now. Sadhguru is moving me to Ontario. I don't know why. So I will be picking up my stuff and driving for 3 days from Alberta to Ontario. That's the next thing we will do. So you can see this is what our Sadhguru has planned for Canada as a nation, and it's happening. Okay. So when I talk about Ontario province of Canada, I'm giving you some stats because, as Brother Sunil mentioned, we need to strategize. How do we strategize? We need numbers. We need information, we need figures. Then only we can go and knock on school board door and say, look, this is what we have done, and this is what I will present to you all, fellow teachers, today. It can be done, no questions. So we have 76 public school boards, 38 public secular boards, 29 English Catholic boards, 8 French Catholic boards, 1 English Protestant board, and 7 public authorities operating under children's treatment centers. So this is what we have right now as stakeholders. And mind you, it is difficult to walk through them. Very extremely difficult, but we have a force pushing us, and I don't know what that force is. I think all of you know what force is pushing us. So when we look at the team of stakeholders in Ontario province only, school system using values curriculum. Now, I must say, I do teacher training, and I started off with the University of Washington, still with them, and that's what my role is, to educate teachers, put them on the platform, do practicum with them, and then assess them and certify them, and they get certified to get into the school system to teach B.Ed programs and all that. So that's what my role was since 2012. So in my class, I'm at University of Washington in Seattle. We have teachers from Canada, Europe, and USA as well. So when we talk about Ontario, the 16 school boards already utilizing values book based on, I call them MNEs, which is motivation, needs, and expectations. Whatever the needs of one school board is, they'll focus on that. For example, Milton School Board, they will go in. So in that demographics, they probably would have 70 Islamic teachers. And if they go into Brampton, they have a turban zone, means a lot of Sikhs and others. So it's all very diversified. So the school boards have this. And when we look at the MNE, motivation, needs, and expectations, as our speaker was saying previously, you have to understand what motivates them. You have to understand what needs are there. You have to understand what are the expectations. Then only you can push this through. Why? Because they already have values. I deal with the First Nations of Canada a lot, and when I walk into their territory, they have a signboard saying, "Welcome to our land. Don't tell us what to do." Openly they say that, don't tell us what to do. Because they get up in the morning and they pray to the sun. They pray to the lake, they pray to the forest. Nature is there already. How on earth can I teach them what values are? The sub-values and the 10 listed values you all shared, they already have that. So how can I go and say, this is how you forgive others, this is how you appreciate others? I can share, but then at the end when they summarize, Bimal, we already have this, tell us something new. So the spark is there already, and that spark is our Sadhguru. 2015, I was first introduced to my Sadhguru by my little brother. He said, Sai Baba is not gone, he's still here. I said, okay. And he said, he's coming to Seattle. So we packed up and went. Sadhguru at that time was a communicator. He mentioned to me a village that I was already serving, Sitsika Nation. So he knew, he could see. And he said, don't waste your time in one village, move on to the other ones. Don't waste money, he said. So all this thing happened, and he knew exactly what the vision was. And he said to me that you light one lamp, I will light 1,000 lamps. This is what he said. Now, it's up to me or you all as educators to have faith in what he says. There is a reason why you are here. Do you know why you are here? Just to attend a conference? No. It's not by choice. It's not by choice. We have a sister here from Fiji. It's not by choice. You are chosen to be here. Just take that fact and believe in it. Okay? It's your choice. But that is what I did, and I never looked back. And so we have these concepts, pedagogy and activity in lesson plans, and also field activities. And the 52 teachers that we have already are fully aware of the expectations and outcomes of one world, one family. They already. Reason is, these are my students. So this blessing I have from Swami, that Bimal, you have these students which you trained already, get them involved. And this is what the magic is right now. So we are using them to utilize the values, because they know, I call them triplin. Triplin is truth, right conduct, peace, love, and non-violence. They know, it came in the exam. We assessed them. So when I look at the pedagogy we talk about, and the pedagogy that was used in the values book, this book is a model. Why? It will not be put in the curriculum of the teachers or the school system. No, it might take time. It doesn't matter. What you do, use it as a guidebook to tell stories. Use that as a guidebook, and this is what these 52 teachers are doing. Now, let me tell you, my stakeholders are teachers, principals, student counselors, parents, grandparents, neighbors, school board drivers. They know about one world, one family. The word has to go. You can't just sit and say, I'm scared to talk about Sadhguru or Satya Sai Baba, whoever it may be. Why be scared? We already know the two words, right? Fearless and shameless. It's not just words. Do you think Sadhguru is trying to tell us, just do it, pretend and do it? No. Shameless is, don't have shame. This is what I've been doing, and I've been very fortunate to have my dear wife and two daughters who are also very shameless. The youngest one is extremely shameless. She doesn't care. And then, you know, I was telling someone earlier that she is the media, the liaison person for the school board. She picks up the phone and talks to them. And my elder daughter is already a lecturer, and my second half is already a teacher, but she does more observations in class right now. So I think I'm fortunate to have them with us. So these 52 teachers are working with me currently. So my talk today is not about how to do it, we're already doing it. And if you need to know how, we are and I've updated Brother Sunil and a few other people, we probably would have more workshops, more WhatsApp groups happening on a monthly basis. Some of my colleagues have said, we had a colleague from Kashmir. He's here, Jammu Kashmir. Okay, so he said that what's going to happen after this? And I said, I don't know, we better have a WhatsApp session or something. So he's looking forward for that. We need to follow up. So effective implementation of values was characterized by a number of common elements. So I just shared two school boards reports, and this came in their system, and with that they implemented and formulated policies. 1 minute left. So York School Board reported that values education was regarded as a core business given equal status with other subjects embedded in policies and student welfare practices. This is huge. Okay, coming from a school board. Milton School Board said, developed a common language among staff, students, families to describe values and school expectations of student behavior. They have a common language now. What is that language? Values-based education. And then what happened? Students' academic diligence was enhanced. This is already appearing. So students showed increased attentiveness in class and greater capacity to work independently. Now, these are students who have LD. Dr. Sarah and other speakers also touched, you know what LD is, right? Learning disability. Extreme levels of ADHD. Mr. John would know, he could relate. Students who are naughty kids, as some of the teachers, ADHD, autism, dyslexia, dysgraphia, all these are there in them. And what I see is they need accommodation letters from the ministry. They come and ask, can we have extra time in the exam? Can we have extra time to do this and that? And I say, sure, go ahead, because it's legal. But when the exam is completed, they are the first one to finish. And they're the first one to get A grades. So how, and I think one of the doctors said, go beyond the altruism she talked about, one of your colleagues. Yep. Kimberly. She said, go beyond the LDs and say, well done, good job. Just do that. And the question now is, if you ask yourself, how can we do that? Well, motivate your own self. Okay, motivate your own self. I'm just going to brush through here. Take pride in your efforts, please. Conflict among students decreased and manageable. Now, if I talk about Canadian students, I don't want to talk about them. And you know why. They are very notorious. I'm sure other countries have the same issue. They will pick up a duster and throw at the teacher. They will push and touch, and all these things are happening. And just recently, my wife shared, there was a 7-year-old female student in grade 1 or 2. She went home and said, my teacher touched me inappropriately. Okay? And it's happening everywhere. My teacher touched. I don't know whether the teacher, but there were cameras. So the parents of that teacher, student, believed whatever the child was saying, because child should be telling the truth. So they came to the school principal, and she was part of the team, and did the observation, analysis, and everything. But the police got involved, because it's a huge element. So the teacher got fired. She lost her job. The principal said, I lost a very good teacher. And then they worked as a team, and then started doing the intervention. I'm talking about this because this is just 2 weeks ago. And so after intervention, the police knew something was wrong. So at the end of the day, I mean, the student came and said, I was lying. Now, if you are a teacher, you know what I'm talking about, right? I was lying. What does lying mean? Where is the value? Now, how do you teach such students who are lying? And the teacher was an excellent teacher. The school got involved. The teacher's certificate probably would be revoked by now because she cannot teach anymore. So watch your words when you teach. Watch your actions. Very critical. Yes, I know when we are shameless, we say a lot of things. Be shameless, but with tight lips. And then I'd like to share a student of mine who is part of the school board now, Ms. R. Shello. She's done phenomenal work for the past 25 years, and she, without even knowing Sadhguru, knew Sadhguru, and she said, I know everything, Bimal. So she is working with me, spearheading Ontario, all the school boards, and some of the curriculum is already in there. It will go all across Canada now. And this is where you are just in a hole right now. Some of you will be plucked from here or other countries to come and share values. We need help. And you all are there to do your own work and work, as Brother Sunil said. Okay, so I think, what's my time? 2 more minutes, all right, very good. I didn't say thank you yet. So the other thing I wanted to share was theory. For the past, the past speakers really conceptualized, philosophized, and dichotomized the theories of educational theorists. So Dr. Bhuvana shared emotional intelligence story of 2 characters, right? Do you remember the characters? What's the teacher's name? Maya was the student. Rodriguez, remember that story, please. And she shared the emotional intelligence of Maya and Rodriguez, powerful reinforcement. That's a theory. So educational theorists like Bandura, Vygotsky, Erikson, Siegel, Bowley, Maslow were highlighted. Now, as a teacher, please review these theories. That's not just there for collecting dust. Review them once in a while. Psychology is part of education. We call that educational psychology. It's very critical, folks. So we as teachers appreciate and understand that there are abundance of research to substantiate what we are doing right now, values-based. There's a lot of research, so just step into it. Dr. Shruti explained the notion of inner compass, the attachment theory, and we learned the roots. Remember the tree we saw yesterday? The tree, the root concept, and she explained the safety, belonging, identity, and purpose. She also shared the atonement and co-regulation. We all have a title, okay? Sister Krishna, okay? Well, can I use you as a metaphor? She has been in the education system for a while, attending Anantapur College, and she is a teacher. No, she attended the college, and then she's here as she was an administrator and progressed all the way to being a trustee. Am I right? Correct. That's one person I look for when I come to the ashram. Now, her title is there. All of you know that she's a trustee of this organization. She doesn't use her title. She doesn't use her designation. The compassion, the love, the listening skills, the understanding goes through her. And I must say that without any question. I don't owe any apology to anybody when I say that. She is an example, role model, and we all look up to her. So, reflection. Can your student reflect you? Our founder and the previous founder said, there are no bad students. There are bad teachers. Big load on our shoulders, folks. We have to make sure that we are good teachers, don't fall into that bad category. And then we had, Dr. Kimberly pointed out the altruistic approach going beyond the students. Well done, good job. That should be done on a regular basis, because she said students really know how teachers are. Believe in that. So I was listening yesterday. Some of us were sleeping. I know it's all right. But I took notes, and because this is gospel for us. Okay? So, sorry if I said some of you were sleeping. Judgment must be avoided, we were told. Right? Please. And Dr. Sarah really reinforced that theory with high explanatory power, a scope with a strong predictive accuracy. The way she answered the question, I said, okay. She got out of here and came up here and answered the questions. This is what the teachers should do. And I strive to do that all the time, and I'm sure most of you do. And my brother just came out, he just walked around. And that's what he does all the time. Right? So he can sell you anything. So very good marketer, and this is what we need now. Market yourself. So I don't want to get a show of hands. How many of you are teachers? Very good. How many of you are pretenders? I started off like that. I was thrown off in a classroom, 30 seconds. So if you can't teach, pretend, please. Be a good pretender so that your teachers, your students like you. So this opportunity, 30 seconds, 15, opportunity will never come back. And after this conference, I'm sure we'll go back and we'll still keep in touch. Sadhguru says, take the first steps. The question is, have you taken that step? Question yourself, folks. Yeah, some of us, I know Sister Jayanti from USA, we always talk, and that's a question. How can we do this? How can we do this? We've prepared all that. Take the step, it will come, because being human is our true nature anyways. We have to cry. If you want milk from mother, cry. So we have to cry, otherwise nobody would know. So the foundation of value is already there, but how would you utilize that and put into practice is entirely up to you. So I pray and I wish you all the best, that after going on from here, we'll still get the torch rolling, red fire, and make sure that we believe in ourselves, okay? Thank you for listening.
Simply wonderful. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Mihovil. For the past 15 years, Mihovil has dedicated his career to holistic education, counseling, supporting the growth and development of both young people and educators. Over the past 5 years, his work has focused on advancing values-based education through the development of innovative strategies and programs that integrate human values into school committees. He has designed and led teacher training and professional development programs, while also working directly with children to help nurture character, compassion, and lifelong values. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mihovil.
Warm greetings to all of us. Let me just see if this is okay. It's working. Okay, so I will just continue with the work and teaching of Dr. Sarah, Dr. Kimberly, what our dear Sunil said. So please just let all of us make a little exercise in the beginning. So please just close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Just close your eyes and be here. You've heard a lot of words, concepts, ideas. But just put it like a coat. Take it off and put it on the chair. Just be here. You don't need anything. And take one or two natural, spontaneous breaths, breathing in and out. Observe what is happening inside you. And whatever is happening, it's okay. It's good enough. It's perfect. So know that now you can put a warm smile, warm inner smile, and make a space for everything, for all the miracles, so that the miracles can come in. And when you are ready, just open your eyes. To be open, we need to listen. And to listen, we need to have certain amount of silence in ourselves. Silent sitting is one of the core teaching of Sri Satya Sai Baba. When teachers in Croatian school did some practices, they did silent sitting. And at first, they thought impossible. Impossible that the pupils could sit still. But it was one of the best practices they use in their value-based teaching practices. I'm here as Miho Vilmašović, very easy to pronounce to most of you, but I'm here as a team, with my team, with my dear colleague Saša, so please warm and big applause for my colleague Saša. With my dear teacher, Valentina Posavec-Kovač. She did the whole school year, this program in school, so big thanks to Valentina. And our dear Serbian friend, Mrs. Oliveira. So, we heard it before. We already did it. We succeeded. We made the first steps. We are in Croatian schools. We did this program in 11 schools through the whole year. We as a team are doing educations and projects with Croatian Ministry of Education. I can't say it was tough because it was easy, but you have to be careful. You have to be mindful. You have to be very, very careful about what you are going to present, how you are going to present it. Also, you need to take care of the teachers, because everything is based on teachers and on adults. We heard it, they are overloaded. They are really overloaded. In Croatia, in Europe, everything is written. Value-based curriculum is already written, but on the paper. Only on the paper. Practices like this, practices like what we heard yesterday, these are things that are important because you can always make a mask and just to talk. But what can you remember after talking, after one lecture, after 3 months? You know how much you can remember? 5%. After presentation, you know how much you can remember? 20%. After teamwork, you know how much you can remember? 75%, 80%, perfect. So, we need to ask ourselves our question. What am I doing right now? What is my vibration? How am I feeling emotionally? Am I overloaded with informations? Because nothing can enter if you have a lot of informations. Nothing can enter. We have to listen. It's not about us. It's about children. And if you already have prescripted plan, what you're going to say to them, very hard to listen in that way. Very, very hard to listen. I will go right away to one example. So we have these programs. We have online program, and it's all it's based on mindfulness, on coaching, on these methodologies because we find it the best approach in our country and in Western countries. We have live programs. The best results is when the teachers go through this program, because as I already said, everybody knows this. If you ask any teacher, yes, yes, we do it. Yes, yes, we know it, yes. So we have a 1 year educational program with 22 teachers on a very top level in our in government schools. And they were, at first they were, yeah, we know everything, and they said their concerns, their issues. After 9 months, 3 days live, and body program, teamwork in between, they were speechless. They said, this is a masterpiece. They say, we left all the luggage behind us. How is this possible? But you have to be here for them, as they have to be there for the students. Be really here for them. All the time we are having meetings with our teachers, every 2 weeks through the whole year. And what is happening then? We have a very good examples of value-based approach through practice. In one school, they make like little gratitude cards with students. So first, students did it among themselves and for their families. And they prepared it then for the Teachers' Day, World Teachers' Day, for the whole school, for every teacher in the school, for the cleaners, for the principals, for everybody. And it was, everybody was, you know, it was amazing. They were thrilled. Some teachers said, I'm going to retire now, but I never got the card. I never got the nice message in my whole life. So it was really, really something. It's changed the complete school climate. So examples like this, when you put together theory, practice, heart, then you can do everything. Then you can really do everything. Another example, also, shy student, very shy. They had like a game to wrote messages to each other in class. And when she heard what other students think of her, the good things they think of her, she blushed and she was completely out of, she never heard, she thought she's shy, she's not worthy enough, but she was completely out of her head, out of everything. She was completely put back into the heart. So we need to teach from the heart. We need to teach from the heart. And we're teaching from the heart. It's not about myself. It's not about what I think, what you need. It's about what is needed in this situation and what is best to do. With a huge amount of silence in ourselves, and always take care that you are active listener. Teacher reflections after 1 year program. Better communication, fewer conflicts, more mutual assistance, more positive atmosphere, personal transformation, and a stronger sense of purpose. I can take one quote here from one of the teachers. If we want to take action, we must show them how through our own example. So the only way, learning by example. And not only by our mental, from our mental perspective, for us as a whole. Their voice, what they like, service, volunteering, dialogue and discussion, excellence. Quote from one of the pupils, I realized that success does not happen overnight. Another, I especially liked that we could express our opinions freely and discuss different topics. To express our opinions freely. When can they express themselves? Teacher is overloaded, program has to go on, but for real education, educere, Latin, to take out from the depth, you need to make room for their own voice. Challenges. So, as we made it with teachers from grade 1 to grade 12, so primary and secondary school, that's how we put it here in the presentation. Teachers from grade 1 to grade 4 said begin in kindergartens. Teachers from grade 5 to grade 8 said begin it in primary, in first 4 classes. From secondary school, they said begin it in primary school. Conclusion, begin it right now, as early as you can. When you lose a year or 2 years, it's hard. When you lose 30 years, 40 years, it's even harder. That's what Sadhguru also said. So start it from the youngest age you can. Do it from the heart. We have some reviews of the Be Good, See Good, Do Good textbooks. To our West approach, it is said it should be a little bit more complex, more based on critical thinking. So it's we have to rewrite our lessons a bit. You see, there is hopefully, and we are grateful to have good connections. So we have really experienced educators from the ministry and counselors, so we can have really good feedback. One feedback is there is no clear progression in the complexity of and level of challenge of the activities, particularly for grades 5 to 8, and there is insufficient critical thinking. That is only something we have to take care of, and we will take care of. Every critic, when it's nicely put, makes you to be even better. So, I would say we are good. Let's do it better. I'm very grateful that all of us are here. We in European Institute for Human Values are doing, I would say, good work. And we are open for any collaboration, teamwork, for everything that you need. We are here. Thank you very, very, very much. This is our board of directors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Is it not this? Hello? Can you hear me now? No? Is it? It's saying on. It shows on, but okay, they did it. Great, thank you. Thank you. So it is my pleasure to introduce the last speaker for this morning's session, Miss Arunima Sarkar. Shaped by a values-based education and her lifelong commitment to the teachings of human values, Ms. Sarkar now leads Value Educate Bharat. She was instrumental in the creation of the first set of 15 Be Good, See Good, Do Good books, thoughtfully designed for India's diverse and multilingual learning landscape. For the past 6 years, she has devoted herself wholeheartedly to the mission of Values Educate Bharat, helping to bring values-based education to children and educators across the country. Prior to this, she enjoyed a successful 20-year career in the corporate world, bringing with her a wealth of leadership and organizational experience. Please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Ms. Arunima Saka.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, for this wonderful introduction. I would like to begin with where brother was talking about pretension. Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba would make a beautiful pun out of this word pretend. And it's just, to begin with, it's a beautiful thing to pretend. Then you tend to do things, and then you end your pretension, and you become what you have to become and what you are today. You have no idea the hope lies in this room of the entire world. Today, the entire world is looking at us. We all teach. We have experts in this room who teach their subjects. We have plenty in the world today, but we do not have someone who takes values to those students, which is most required in this world. We all know there are educators from various countries where we call them from a very cozy place, sitting very nicely in our own homes, comfortable. We call them war zones, and I'm so glad those teachers from those war zones have come here to attend this conference, to be together and do something together. It is no more that we can sit back and say it's that we have only come to attend the conference. It is to walk the talk, is the demand of the day. Now, I would like to take you back to some of our interactions with Sadhguru, where we were very privileged. Bhuvana, Nandini, and myself got direct guidance from him, and how passionate he is about children. When it comes to children, he wants to go to the last mile, last child. And I'm sure the way you see the entire spectrum of his service, that what he does it for the children. Now, yesterday Bhuvana was showing a slide where it shows students' workbook. There were two more: value matrix, student workbook, a teacher's handbook, and assessments. Do you remember the visual? Yeah? So teachers' handbooks and assessments are still in progress. But, I know we have written such wonderful books. Sometimes it takes some time that, have we written it? Have we done it? All of this together. Something more than these books, when it comes to assessments, I'm not a professional teacher, so probably professional teachers understand assessments far better. I'm talking in the prospect of a corporate prospect. Now that was brought by Sadhguru, let me tell you this very frankly, and I wanted to get the glimpse of his vision of where he sees and what he sees and what he wants to do through all of us. We are his hope. He cannot do things all by himself, right? So, you know, those of you are from corporate world. Have you heard something like PIP, Performance Improvement Program? Anybody is aware of that? Yeah? So, he brought, so, you know, it's not, you can't score whether the student knows truth. He might be able to define what is truth. Whether he's following this value or not, it is very, you know, it's not tangible. You can't, you really have to see how they start behaving. And that's how you assess a student. So what is this student improvement program? Anywhere in a small way also, if a student is lacking somewhere, suppose, think of a kleptomania, if you have heard of, said they steal things without their knowledge. So I'm just giving an example. So they can go to the, so what is student improvement program? That particular student would be taken care of by a teacher, a parent, and a counselor to handle this. And that could be the last child in one class, and there could be several such child in various other classes and countries. So he's gone down to that level that until that child has got the value that he or she should be following, we don't stop. So that is what we are supposed to be doing here. Okay, yeah, so this has already been said. I would, you know, this is something I can go on for hours, and I've given such a short time, so I will have to really squeeze myself up. I can go on for days together if need be. We have spoken to several teachers, several organizers about our values education program. So our program, we train two sets of teachers. One was our teachers who were in-house, excuse me, and teachers of other schools, various other schools in our country. So when I say, some of you must be new to our system, for them especially, how do we train our teachers? We especially train interns. So what is this interns and who are these interns? We have a program called internship program for all our undergraduate students. So once they graduate, they don't jump into post-graduation immediately. They are given an opportunity to be posted in various campuses. We have 26 campuses apart from, this is 26 school campuses apart from the university campuses, 3 campuses that we are in. So they are posted in various, as teachers or as administrators, sometimes it's their choice that they can choose what they want to be, and they're given an opportunity to learn how they also get to learn how the organization runs. They get a glimpse in that 1 year, and after that, they join post-graduation after that. So what I was trying, so yes, we had 3 sets of students. We began with we began training the interns who had done their BA in Bachelor of Arts in Vedic Studies, and there were 41 of them. The feedback that they had given us is something that I keep it very close to my heart. They said, thank you for teaching us how to teach values to the students. Not just that, this book is written so beautifully, and the way you've explained it to us, that we now know how to be with the students, how to understand them. Until then, we really did not know that they don't think like us. Though we have come across that, they are equipped. So with these trainings, they're equipped with several other methodologies and methods that how how to not to teach with the students, because they are going to be residential teachers. They also have to solve a lot of issues that children go through. So that is what we have done. Venkateshwara sir is not here, but he's one of the... This was our second program with our students. You do see Nandini, there's another lady here, myself. And I mean, and our students, they're so lovely. They imbibe so quickly, they understand. And our satisfaction is when they take the practice teaching classes. It is not about us. We know they have understood what we have tried to say when we see them taking the practice teaching classes. And it's very, very inspiring. They do far more than what we have done, let me put it that way. This is our third, a recent one, a 1.5 months back, we had done this training with our interns. There were 78 of them, and we had a very, very, let me tell you, the other two we had some time to train. This was trained in a very crunch time with many, many programs coming up and many other things happening simultaneously. But they have done it marvelously. Well, practice teaching was so interesting that we did not expect so much in such crunch time. They learned so well and they presented so well to the students, and the students also have reciprocated with them. So here are some of the glimpses of what we have done so far with the teachers of various other schools. This was 40 teachers from Telangana who had come, and we had given an orientation on values education. After that, we had also done, we have also addressed 200 government school teachers from our own district, Chikbalapur. And let me tell you, one of those schools have already started teaching values education, and I'll show you the picture later. This was something I really want to talk about in a little more elaborate way. Now, I saying something at the beginning. Now, how do we get this 40 teachers or 200 teachers? It's not that easy. But we must understand what happens here, which you can replicate in your countries as well. Annapurna Morning Nutrition Program has already reached 25 states, 4 union territories in India. So what we have collaborated with them, and they bring the teachers from where we are already there. And that's how one way to reach out. Government schools are easier, but not that easy as well all the time. But this is how there will be challenges, and I don't think so. We should hold on, look for challenges. I look for challenges and I convert them into opportunities. I think as a team member, I do that. So what happened over here, Annapurna team had kind of had a contest in Karnataka, which read Clean and Green Excellence Award. And 125 schools had contested on this, and they all had come to Mudanahalli, and Sadhguru, with very lovingly, he gave them a certificate for the contest, who won them and who did not won. But what also happened, he gave them the set of Kannada translated books to all these schools as their library copy. So out of this 100, we later on contacted them and had a study as to how they are going about taking classes on values education, and what was going on in those schools. Out of 125 schools, 94 schools started imparting values education. And I must bifurcate this 94 into 53 plus 41. 53 schools started having for formal classes, either in the moral classes which has already been given by the government of Karnataka, or they have formulated separate periods, as we call sessions or periods, 2 periods per week, or extra hour at the end of the week, every week. So it was marvelous to see that this is happening. And what about the 41 schools? They did not have enough teachers to take the classes. So that is a huge challenge. I don't think it is only in India. It's all over the world. We have less teacher, more students. The teacher-student ratio doesn't match. So it's very difficult for them. So, but, you know, something miraculous happened out here, I must say, where I think this is the practice also of those schools. They had kept those school books in the library, and the students would go read these books, and they would go and deliver and talk about the learning, what values they learned, what is the best thing they learn out of these books, particularly in the assembly. So through that, the rest of the students got to know, and it was amazing. So 561 teachers were involved in the entire thing, and 11,000 and odd students got benefited. And I think the last part is my favorite. I always, every day at the end of the day, when I close my eyes, I see that, just not in India, when I close my eyes, I see lots of students, little children, adolescents. They're behaving with each other, they're respecting elders, and that they have transformed the world. So over here, teachers were super excited, let me tell you. You know, when we were asking for, having the study, we had done all of this. When it came to our question, what was the impact on the students? They said, "Madam, you have no idea what you have done to us through these books." They have, now we must understand the vulnerability of these students and do not take it otherwise. The first thing they told us, they've stopped stealing things. They come from a very impoverished background, so this is very natural of them, but they have actually changed. They said they now ask for a permission from their peers to take a pencil or a pen. That is marvelous, marvelous. So they have started respecting the teachers, respecting their parents, respecting everyone around, started coming to school on time, punctuality, discipline. They don't talk in the assembly. So there are various things. It was very, very heartwarming to get this study done. This was the school that I was talking about in our neighborhood in Chikbalapur. And this is another interesting story has just begun. We were in a place called Basti. Yeah, I will quickly finish, Sarah. But this is I have almost finished. Yeah, so yes. So the director of that particular school, Praxis Vidyapit, is just about here. He's with us today. And I must say, okay, let me first explain. Basti loosely translates to a very, another word which is not the right word to be used over here, because I also learned this when, Nandini and myself, where is Nandini? Nandini and myself were there a few days back. Basti is not Basti, is translated as slum, it is Vashishta Nagar. Just imagine going from one pilgrimage to another, where Rishi Vashishta lived there, the Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, Satrughna were all there learning in his ashram, and we go from here to there to teach. But I must say the Praxis Vidyapit is a wonderful place which also follows value-based education, but probably not structurally as we have done in the books. So they have started, they would take these books further. Well, I think I'm not going this anymore. And as you see, we have never taken challenges as challenges, but they are the opportunities. Way forward, is to connect, collaborate with private and government schools for sure. Now, I would want all of you to rise. Can you? We would all take a pledge today. I might have to turn, oh no, I can stand here. Is this operable? Okay. Okay, so I will stand here because I have written it for all of us. We have done this with the students many times on the Independence Day of our own countries or any other special days. But today, as teachers, educators, educationists, researchers, we would pledge for our children and our world. We would raise our hands in this way. Can we? And please repeat after me. I hereby pledge that I will be responsible towards the gifted opportunity to educate young minds through human values. I will be committed to the human values curricula and pedagogy which holds the key to unlocking the potential for excellence in every learner. I will be sincere in my practice of human values, where lies the true power to inspire and engage young minds towards self-transformation. I will be patient and consistent towards the work of uncovering human values, which is slow and cumulative. I trust and surrender to the Almighty, for excellence arrives when human efforts meets blessings from the universe. I dedicate myself to this magnificent work of uncovering human values in humanity. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. You know, I don't really have the words because this session has been so touching, so deeply, deeply touching. And of course, when we close, I want to say thank you to all of our guest speakers. But as I sat there and I was thinking about what to say and just scribbling it down, thank you, of course, to all of our speakers for sharing their insights, their challenges, their practical strategies, their experience and their wisdom. And thank you also, as we said, like to the universe, to God, whatever we may call it, because I feel so lucky. I feel that we are so lucky in this room. We are so blessed to have values education, to allow us to live a different quality of life, to bring a different quality to life, and to bring more light into our lives and into others. How fortunate we are. And it is my prayer and my wish that each one of us who have this blessing, that we take it and we share it with others so that they too may have this blessing as well. So thank you to you all. I would just like to formally close the session and again extend a heartfelt gratitude to each of our speakers for so generously sharing your time, wisdom, and experience today. Thank you for taking us beyond theory and allowing us to learn from your real-life journeys, the successes you have celebrated, the challenges you have overcome, and the lessons you have learned along the way. Your openness has given us something far more valuable than information. It has given us practical wisdom, encouragement, and the confidence that meaningful change, it is possible. We can do it. Every school that embraces these principles, every teacher who becomes empowered, and every child whose life is touched by the values-based education that brings us one step closer to creating a more compassionate, peaceful, and harmonious world. Thank you once again to our speakers, and thank you to each and every one of you all for your presence, your participation, and commitment to this shared vision. We wish you a wonderful, wonderful remainder of the rest of the conference. Thank you. Okay, we will just break for a short tea session. I believe there's tea outside here, so please come and have some tea for about 10 minutes, and then we will come back into this room and regroup for the next session.